Good morning, everybody. Whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world, this is Coast to Coast. Lots going on. But March Madness probably heads this thing up. How's it going, guys?
Doing well, and lots of surprises in the March Madness world.
Absolutely. The meltdown of Duke for me has got to be the biggest one. I up almost up 19 with 8 minutes to go. Interesting to watch that meltdown because it's not like UConn was playing out of their minds. Like there was plenty of opportunity for Duke to close this thing out, but they were so impatient with the ball, like they weren't using the shot clock, and so it was just it was a crazy meltdown. Kudos to UConn because obviously they had to fight back. If you're down 19, fighting back from that is an amazing feat, no matter what team it is. But that's a game Duke could have won, even with their shooting falling off at the end.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I had stopped watching for a while, because we have a show that goes on at the end of that. So we're upstairs watching, and they're blowing them out. And the first game, the game before it had been a blowout. So you're just kind of feeling the same thing. Like, okay, it's just a terrible day for sports. We come down and all of a sudden it's like 5 and 3. And you're like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
But even to end, everything fell their way. UConn wasted a lot of time on the last possession. They missed the first free throw. So now they're down 2 and they don't have the ball. So you're like, okay, well, if one, you foul, well, immediately you take your chances. With 2, you're like, we foul, they hit 2 free throws, we're losing this game anyway.
Yep.
The only thing that saves them is a turnover, and then they get that. And you're just like, there's 10 seconds left when you inbound. You don't even have to cross half court with this ball. Make the safest pass as possible. You make one bad pass, and I don't know. We're in the middle of a show about football, screaming at the TV. That was amazing.
And he shot it from like half court.
Yeah,
it was definitely from way downtown, 35-footer.
Yep.
Swish.
Yep.
And you should have been watching with some hot chicken.
Not me. I'm not watching hot chicken.
No, with hot chicken.
What?
Like you eat the chicken while you watch sports.
I can't believe we're having to explain that.
No, you didn't have to explain it. I got it.
I don't know.
When you got to explain chicken to them.
Hey, listen, you come from the area where hot chickens, there's not a lot of hot chicken up north. It's becoming a thing, but
right.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of hot chicken.
Oh, okay.
The hottest chicken I'm eating is wings.
For me, I love spicy food, so the spicier the better for me. Bring the heat.
Yeah, it doesn't sit in my stomach well.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. I will definitely be buying you some more spicy food then.
Spicy food's okay. It's for some reason hot chicken goes in hot, comes out hot, and it doesn't take long.
Welcome to
What's
Monday.
That address again? Yes, I will be stealing a bucket immediately.
But anyways, so yeah, that happened, and of course, Michigan. I thought Alabama was going to at least give a little bit of a game.
Which means you didn't watch it, of course.
Oh, it was a little bit of a game, you're saying?
Say we were leading at halftime, and then the better team, the number 1 seed, just won. But as usual, you're here to bust Alabama, not actually comment on the actual game we watched. So, I get it. We always appreciate you. I knew the second you said I'm rooting for Alabama, I said, oh, God, he's going to drag us down.
Yep, it was my fault.
We cannot fight off the weight of our biggest hater. So, yeah. Michigan is the better team.
We've already established Pags is the mush, though. Like for the dinosaurs, for COVID, like you name it.
Exactly. We've already determined that was episode 200, I think.
Amazing.
But unfortunately, you guys trailed off in the second half. Their defense was just a little too much, and you guys just couldn't get. Again, I felt like you guys should have stopped trying to go for threes, and start to drive a little bit more. That I thought that's maybe a little bit of what their Achilles heel was. But you guys were just trying to hit them from three, and you had the same problem Connecticut had in the first half of the Duke game. Duke. I think Connecticut went 1 for 18 against Duke from the 3-point line at one point, and you guys kept throwing them up there, and it was just like, dang. And if you were going to do that, you needed to get people down low to be able to rebound, and they weren't doing that either. Although Michigan is by far the better rebounder, so.
Right. We don't have the personnel for that. And our coach actually even admitted that finally after the game. His shooting threes is his identity, but we've been talking about it all year long. Like, he needs to get better big men. And two of the big men he recruited this year were just misses, so that didn't help at all. But no, he finally admitted in the post game, like, hey, I got to get some better big men. And that's what this team is like. We've always been very, very guard heavy, but like our center is really more like a stretch four, because we don't have somebody else. So it's a personnel thing. I think he's a good coach, and I don't mind his style at times, but I've been screaming, hey, what teams do is they push up and they force us off the 3-point line. We only have like maybe one guy that's willing to drive. The other guy got arrested before the season started. Before the tournament started. So we only have one guy who's really trying to get to the hole, and you just can't win like that. Donnie, you send me the address. I'll send you a Bama mug.
And Nick, by the way, when Alabama played, the Phillies were 1-0. So maybe it was me rooting on Alabama that made the Phillies start to lose.
That's
to go to 1-2. Wow.
But
there you go.
Thank you, Don. At least somebody appreciates me.
On that note, might as well move into baseball. Didn't have a lot for March Madness outside of that anyway.
Yeah,
but
down goes Duke. Down goes Duke. That's what we're happy.
Can I say the last thing on Duke? This is 2 years in a row, because they collapsed against Houston last year in similar fashion, especially in that last minute. So
a minute and 14 seconds left, up by 6, and blow
it. Yeah. So you want to celebrate your whole season, and you've got #1 seed and blah blah blah, but not being able to close the deal. Last year was in the Final Four. To get to the championship game here is to get to the Final Four. Mm-hmm. You can't do that in back-to-back seasons, especially when you're trying to come after Coach K. It's already tough enough. But if people think that, okay, this is going to be the guy who's going to pull him out at the end, that's tough.
Well, and again, not for nothing, Connecticut's guys have been together longer, where Duke is just usually one-and-done guys. So the fact that they were able to win as many games and do all that stuff is fine. But they had a small stint, really, where they fell apart, and that's and consistency, even 2 years of consistency, because that's really all the guys from Connecticut have played.
For sure.
Was enough to beat just a group of guys that came together and are all going to go into the NBA draft.
No, it's something we used to say about the mid-majors. The longer you can hold your team together, the better. So it's almost like if I can get a couple 3 stars who aren't looking to leave, that's better for my long term. But yeah, Connecticut has been there, done that on all of this. So you could just tell, like, to that point, they were way more poised down the stretch than Duke was. And especially on that last possession, Duke was just like, go, go, go. And UConn was like, well, we'll figure this out. Don't worry about it. So hats off to them.
Well, it was their defense. Their defense scared them, and that was a rookie mistake. And they had not dealt with that type of pressure all season long. There was not a time where anybody was that close to Duke. They were blowing teams out left and right. So the fact that they were able to give them a little bit of adversity, they crumbled under that adversity.
Yeah. That's an interesting point, because the ACC was way more top heavy. versus like UConn didn't even win the Big East. So I know they were the higher seed in the Big East, but they didn't even win the Big East. So they've definitely been more, through more. So, and then the point about Duke does have freshmen. I mean, their best player is a one and done. So he'll be out of here too. So sometimes it's tough.
Right.
Last year, Houston had the same thing. They had a team that had been together longer. So down 6 with a minute left, they were just like, okay, we got this. And Duke's best player, again, was a one and done and, kind of faltered at the end. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's March Madness, though, right? Like you have to be perfect.
Right.
So you can't have anything that you can't have any let up. And, that is the one problem with teams that have a lot of one and dones is, you can end up with those situations.
Yeah. Houston did not choke at the end. They got beat the whole game. Their offense just never got going. Duke definitely choked at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, and like I said, that little bit of adversity and that press defense all of a sudden made them nervous, and he tried to throw that ball. Like, he'd have been better throwing it up in the air all the way down the court.
Yeah. Or not doing anything. Like I said, with 10 seconds left when you inbounded it, you do not have to move past half court, before the time runs out. So there's no need to press anything.
No, that's the thing, right? Like there was so many. If you were patient with the ball at all, they win that game.
Yeah.
Right.
Donna, I'm sure we can make that happen.
So, but it's just to let you guys know, it's Connecticut versus Illinois, and Illinois is actually the favorite in this game, which is a surprise to me. And then Michigan versus Arizona, where Michigan is also the favorite. However, not by as much as I thought should be. They're only a 1.5 point favorite against Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona's technically the higher 1 seed coming into this game. They're the second overall team, and Michigan was the third. So they're basically saying now we think Michigan looks better than Arizona does when they're making that line.
So. Yeah, and I agree with them. I mean, I've watched some of the Arizona games, and I don't know. I mean, obviously they're a good team. You don't get to the Final Four by being lucky. Luck is going out the window at this point. You know what I mean? I guess you could even say that Connecticut got lucky against Duke by them choking, but that's preparation meets opportunity.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So, and that's a big deal with that. So,
well, that's why I said, not to take anything away from UConn, because I mean, to come back from 19, like that's a fight. Like you're working to do that, because although basketball is a game of runs, it usually runs of 5 to 10.
Right.
Overcoming 19, that's no joke. Like that is you got to go on a run and then stop theirs and then go on another run. Like it. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's no small task.
Yeah.
And with Illinois being a 2.5 point favorite in this, I would agree with that line if the Connecticut Duke game was on Friday and they played on Sunday. The fact that they get to rest now till Thursday, or I guess until it's Saturday, Monday now.
Yeah, Saturday, Monday. Monday will be the championship game.
So the fact that they get to rest until Saturday, the high of beating Duke is gone.
Yes.
So I disagree with this line, actually. If I was a betting man, I would take Connecticut money line.
I don't know. I might pick Illinois to win that, but it's hard to pick against UConn at this point. I do think whoever wins out of Michigan and Arizona wins the whole thing, but
maybe.
That being said, you can bet on these games right alongside us here on Coast to Coast. Use the QR code on the screen, up to 125%. The first 3 deposits, 10% bet guarantee. Bet alongside us right here on Coast to Coast.
I was hoping he'd get that segue.
Yep.
If you need some picks to go against, use my picks. and then do the opposite. You will be in the money.
Anyway,
Switch it
so
over to
a lot of
baseball.
baseball. Yeah, a lot of baseball did happen. The Mariners don't seem to know exactly what they're doing. like they look bad, and then they go into that fourth game and absolutely beat the brakes off them. Right. So it's if this 4 games was any indication of what we're expecting this season, it's the usual Mariners. You're like, ah, man, we got beat up a little bit in the first one. We were close, but not quite. Then we lose in overtime, and then we squeak one out, and then we beat them up. And you're like, okay, yeah, that is that's. And then we end up 500. That is our entire season in 4 games.
Are you thinking it's going to level out a little bit for you guys, like a little more consistency? Or are you honestly thinking like, okay, I'm going to take a lot from this, this first series?
No, I never take a lot from the first series. And some of that is because of the fact that the Mariners do typically start slow, right? It is something we're used to seeing. So I don't take a lot from it. At the same time, that first game, watching the pitchers get beat up a little bit, that was a concern. Watching, the batting be inconsistent, I think was, the biggest issue for me, just because they didn't go get anybody when it came to bats at this offseason. Like they retained most of our guys, but they didn't go get another big bat or anything. And so run generation was a little bit of a concern. Obviously, the final game there, they went 8-0. So creating runs there was not an issue. But yeah, I think it's these first 4 games, if it's any indication, is that this is going to be a streaky team. Like this is a team that's going to rattle off some wins, and then they're going to lose a brick of them too.
I get you.
Well, I thought that you guys played a lot better than you're putting them yourselves out to be, though. I mean,
they didn't play bad. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're inconsistent. Now, again, this is the first 4 games of the season, and most of these guys didn't play together in spring ball. So I'm not putting a lot on it. That's why I said if it's any indication.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you guys lost that game because Munoz had a bad inning.
Yeah,
literally, he gave up the 3 runs, and you guys came back with 2. To lose by 1 run in that game. So going to extras in that's just a pitcher that had a bad spot. I understand that.
That was variable, but at the same time, it's something that when you watch the Mariners, when it goes to, extra innings, you're like, ah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you guys pushed it to get to extras. You guys scored the run in the 9th. To be able to get it to extra innings. So, I mean, that has something to say. I mean, I feel kind of the same way where the Phillies didn't hit the ball at all. Like the ball, like it got cold and we got cold. And it's, and I understand that the Phillies just do not play in cold weather. And it's frustrating because, it was 70 degrees on Thursday, and then it was 40 degrees on Saturday, and then 50 degrees on Sunday. So it was chilly, and it's okay. All right, you get it. But the 9th inning, we scored 3 runs to bring it to extras, and then they scored 2 runs because of a mistake in pitching. All right, so you give that one up. And then they come back the next day and they still can't hit. So that's got to change. If you're going to win games, you got to hit the ball.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with Donna.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, don't worry about it. Just leave them. Doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, it was kind of a very up and down. I mean, I guess that's what you expect from opening weekend, and then maybe to Nick's point with the World Baseball Classic, kind of pushing things back. Because even the Braves, I mean, they had to win one in dramatic fashion just to be 2-1 on the series on the year.
Mhm.
I was bragging to everybody, hey, since I've become a Braves fan, we haven't lost a game, and then we're down 2-0 in the ninth. I'm like, oh, great job. But an implosion and a grand slam later, still dropped the last game of the series. But
Sure.
it does just kind of look like, I don't know, some stuff I was reading about them, like, hey, your Solly will be your best pitcher, and then after that, good luck and try to piece it all together and see what you're going to get from the rest of the guys. So
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm ready for this emotional roller coaster all summer.
Hey, buckle up.
Exactly. Hey, listen, you could be the San Francisco Giants, who played against the Yankees and literally scored 1 run in
I
3
mean,
games.
that was awful. They're starting off with a -12 differential to start the year.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like even the White Sox scored more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to get the
yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this season goes off. I mean, you got hey, there was a little bit of history. Um, I'm going to kill this guy's name. Munetaka Murakami.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Did you see our faces? We went, yeah.
Perfect.
Because that was probably better than what we were going to do. So
Yeah, I think it's Murakami. He becomes the 4th player in Major League Baseball history to hit a home run in their first 3 regular season games.
good Lord.
That's cool.
Okay.
Not mad at that.
Not at all.
So there's only been 4 people in the history of Major League Baseball that done that.
I'm kind of surprised it's even at 4, to be honest. Like, that seems like a feat.
Right?
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that there's a couple of those guys that are back in the very, very beginnings of baseball.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That makes sense. Interestingly enough, I mean, the Phillies right now are the oldest continuously operating franchise
Okay.
in Major League Baseball. And
Hmm.
what I found out was on Thursday, we had Duran come in as the closer, and it was the first time ever that the Phillies had a closer get a save on opening day.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
That seems crazy, actually.
that seems
Yeah.
very crazy. It seems very
Yeah.
ridiculous, actually.
So
but-
you either win or definitely lose.
Exactly.
Huh.
We
All
win
right.
big, lose big, but we don't typically have a closer come in. To
Crazy.
close it out.
And you guys had to manufacture that opportunity for the guy to get the save.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that
So
absolutely
you
did
all were
happen.
chasing history up 5-0. You gave up 3 runs just to get that piece of history.
Lucky us.
Yes.
I mean, that's some next level of manipulation. So I'm not even mad at you. I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah, if you did that on purpose, that's even crazier.
I didn't do it on purpose because
Yeah.
I know it was like, oh, what are we doing here? Let's not. Let's just get this game over with. There's another game I got to get going to. So it was because the Flyers were playing that night as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can we also take a minute to look at what is it, the NL West, where the Dodgers are going to win it and no one else is going to put up a fight? Looks like.
Yeah, the Padres were the only team to win a game. Everybody else got swept.
Yeah, speaking of great starts, my guy Cal taking his hitting streak from the World Baseball Classic right into the first 15 at bats, where he is batting 133.
Nice.
He has 2 hits to start this thing off.
Hey, listen, it's like Schwarber has been having a tough go at it. He struck out 4 times. It's like 5 times in 7 at bats at one point. I was like, "Whoa, dude, you gotta be better than that." But I'm sure Cal's done better.
Hey, again, before this thing even started, I was like, he's going to come back down to earth. Like he's not going to have another 60 home run year, right? Like this is going to be like a 35 to 40 home run year for this guy, which isn't bad. Like
Right.
it's funny because other Mariners fans are like, "Oh, you're hating on Cal." It's like a 40 home run season is not me dragging a guy like that. That is still good. So it's just you're not going to set a record every year. Like that's just not how that works.
Right. You can't explain that to fans though. We see it once and we're like, "Oh, every year, right?" Like, no, these are not how these things. This is not how it goes.
Right? Yeah, exactly. He was not good. He was not good. He's not seeing the ball particularly well. And he wasn't in the baseball classic. That's why he wasn't playing in the final games. Because they're like, "Hey, you know what you're not doing is hitting the ball." Now, at the same time, when nobody was hitting in that final game, seems like you probably would have gave him a shot.
Right.
Be like, "Hey, you know what we're not doing as a team is hit the ball. Why don't we throw this guy out there? Let him take some cuts at it." But yeah, I mean, I just never expect the Mets to do anything. Like I expect you guys to make the playoffs, but then immediately flame out.
Yeah. Which is what I'm banking on. Win the division, bow out afterwards.
Yeah, I'm thinking wild card because they're gonna back into the playoffs. They're gonna look really good and then be like, "Eh."
Yeah.
Lose like the final 4 or 5 and then, get crushed in that first series.
Hey, listen, I get it, but it's hard. I look at it. You have, over these 3 games, there's been like, you get up maybe 4 or 5 times a game. If you're
Yeah.
lucky. So it's like you got 13 at bats and 14 at bats and things of that nature. Here are the averages for my team right now in the top 7 positions. And I'll tell you, this Garcia guy, I'm not sure. I mean, he looks really jacked, but he can't hit a ball.
Mm.
You got Schwarber at 154, Turner at 154, Garcia, who was the big addition that took over for Castellanos, a 091. Harper with a 091. Bohm with a 200. Then you have the and Real Muto with a 111 average. That's an ouch quit it. Those are like ouch quit it numbers.
Oh yeah.
You got Crawford, Marsh, and Stott all with 3 hits, and they're the ones that haven't played every game.
Yeah, see, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it took Cal 11 at bats to finally get a hit.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oof.
Yeah, so he's doing the same thing as I want to keep calling him Adolis, not Adonis. Adolis Garcia. It took him 12 at bats. And he finally got a hit, and it was a big hit. Got the RBI in to be able to tie the game up to bring us to extras. But yeah, it was we needed to get warmer quick. We needed to get warmer fast. Because like I said, I'm blaming it. I'm blaming the weather.
I mean, on the plus side, it's gonna.
Yes,
so
it's summertime.
Exactly. I mean, we are pretty much done with our coldest weather. Yeah, I'm gonna have to block her because that's getting out of hand. Yeah, no, I mean, the good thing is the cold weather is just about done, and I appreciate that too.
You're just looking so cute, Bo.
Yeah, I guess. Right? Like it's weird. So Donna, just stop anyway. I'm married. Have been for a long time. So let's just calm down over there. Weird Monday. We're off to a weird start. Like the camera wouldn't work. The audio was messed up with like 2 minutes before we go live. Like it's a weird day. I did not have the right kind of coffee for the way this morning is shaping up.
Not at all.
And yes, Donna, it is the same situation. I agree with you there. It's the problem is that in October you can get warm stints.
Yes.
So I like when I think about it, like when I remember in 23, they went to Arizona and it was like so hot there. And then they came back home to 40-degree weather and we lost to small ball for 2 games. And instead of going against, Texas, we lost game 6 and game 7. And then the Rangers wound up going.
Mhm.
Not that we do well against the Rangers traditionally anyways. They usually have our number. It's usually a sweep one way or another. So the fact that we split a series 2-1 is actually different.
What's up, my guys? Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Surprises of the first 3 games. The Miami Marlins, although they were playing the Rockies, who stink out loud. They won 3
They're
games.
leading the division for a minute. They need to take a snapshot right now. Say this is when we were leading.
And then they played the worst team last year to then go to the worst team 2 years ago. Back-to-back series from the Rockies to the White Sox.
Oh, wow.
And interestingly enough, the Rockies, they win every game by 1 run. 2-1, 4-3, and 4-3.
Okay.
So they just scheduled it well. They're like, look, let's get all our wins out at the beginning of this year.
Right.
Give a little false hope, maybe drive up some ticket prices, and then, we'll drop off the face there.
Yeah, and then, of course, the White Sox were playing the Brewers, who also swept them. And they gave up a whole almost 30 runs in those 3 games, 29 to 10 on that. Which, like I said, 10 runs was more runs than the Giants scored, which was 1.
That's still wild for a whole series, especially when you're getting beat up to get 1 run out of all 3 games.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hey, God bless them.
That's all we got for him. God bless him.
Just God bless him.
That's where you get in the pep talk. Hey guys, it'll get better because it's hard to get worse at this point.
That's right.
Always
One way to go.
0. Hey, next series you scored 2 runs. All right, guys, we're on the way up.
Hey,
thanks for improving. Twice as many runs as last series. Go.
Exactly. That's something we can build on.
Yeah. Watch next game. The guy hits a 2-run homer. They're like, oh yeah, it's over with.
Pack it in, guys. We're done. Man. ABS has been in full effect as well. And the umps have not looked good when the challenges have come out. It's been a lot of wins by the challenge, especially for a couple of these guys. One of the funniest ones was during the Mariner game, actually. Rosarina, challenges it. Doesn't even wait for the challenge to actually happen. He started walking to first base. He was rung up and he's like tap and taking his gear off and walking before the challenge even happened.
Wow. I mean,
he knew. He did. He did. And he was right. He was right. I mean, so the Phillies have had them. The Phillies ones were close, like really close amongst them all. There was one that was challenged by them that was way off. they challenged, the Rangers challenged, and it was like 2.5 inches off of the plate. It was like,
Yep.
yeah, that you were way off on that.
Yeah, there was one, I think the second day, or no, it was the third day, that it was like, I want to say it was 4 inches in the zone that was called a ball. And it was just like, I mean, you can't miss one down the middle, man. Like,
Well, and then there was the one umpire who he was challenged like on 3 consecutive pitches or something like that.
Yeah.
And all 3 were wrong that he called wrong. And then on top of that, it was a check swing that he chose not to check down to first base and rung him up on it and called it a swing. And it's like, that is the new Angel Hernandez. Like, that's the guy who's like, oh, I'm so angry that you guys keep making me look bad that I'm just going to call you out now because you look like you swung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one, it was strikes, and they kept challenging, and it changed it back to balls. Is that what you said happened?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. I was like following through different scores on the weekend, and it's funny when you watch it like on like at MLB.com, because you'll see, and then there's a pause, you're like, ball. I thought it was a glitch because it did it like 3 times in a row. I was like, did they just repeat the same thing? You know what I mean? Like, I thought something had messed up with the software. So
no, that was
3 of them in a row.
That was what, Suarez that had that in his game. He had consecutive pitches that he was challenging, and he was right every time too. It's just like, man, this is a bad look for the umps here.
It is.
Right. And then the guy, like I said, the guy didn't appear like he normally, if for a check swing, because you could tell he didn't go.
Yep.
And it was definitely in the dirt, but he called it a strike because he said he went without checking down the first. And you could tell that he did it because they kept tapping his helmet.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was done. It just like, you know what? No. You cannot do that. Like, that's the reason why these umps are going to get, gone in general.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was clear retaliation. Like, there's no question, because there's no other scenario where they don't check with the first baseman on a check swing. Even when you can tell they go, most of the time they point down first base.
Right.
They want it to be a no doubter. They're just,
and then the manager wound up getting tossed.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
oh, you're mad that we didn't do our job? Get out of here.
And that's how he did it too. He's like, just like, wait, like this weird smirk on his face, just like, you're gone. Like, and it's just like, you know what? That's what's frustrating. Like, that's why this game is starting to just tail off, and you guys are part of the reason.
Yeah. They're the ones that have the most control over everything, and they can really flip a game. A bad one can really flip a game on its head. So
yeah,
it's time for them to get better.
Speaking of Hernandez, we watched him destroy plenty of games.
Right.
Yeah.
So sadly, what we're watching with this is they're all bad. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them. Like, I don't really want to lump them all together. There's a few of them that actually have pretty good weekends, but yeah, the ones that are bad have been bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that the ones that they challenged were in the zone, like they were, but it's like close. It touched the zone. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're touching the zone and the ball is mostly out, you understand. I get that. Like, that's those close calls. That's what it's meant for. So it's
well, and I mean, I don't mind them being wrong if it's one of those where, like, it's a couple millimeters off, right? Cool. That's tough to judge in real time, at real speed, all of that. I'm fine with that. The ones that are in the zone by inches or outside of the zone by inches that you're getting wrong, it's like, what are you even looking? Like, did you just blink and you just made up a call? Because that's all I can figure in that situation, is you just didn't see the ball.
Well, or I mean, like, you think about some of that where they're moving the glove so quickly. So yeah, you do get a blink, or you're You know, like you're looking at the wrong part of the plate or from a different angle that kind of maybe look like it. I understand, like when it's an inch off, it's like, okay, maybe like anything within an inch, I get. 3 inches, 2.5 inches is big. An inch, less than an inch. Like, I mean, Schwarber.
I'm not mad at less than an inch, especially on the opposing corner of where you're set up. Right. So if you're set up over the left shoulder, if you're missing something in that bottom right of the corner, I'm not mad at that, right? Because you can't see it particularly well because of where you're set up, right? But generally, if you're missing something on that corner, you're missing it for everybody, right? Both teams, because that's the only thing I don't like about the ABS situation is even though, you know, there are some bad calls, it was the same call for everyone generally, right? Because they would set up on each catcher the same direction. So that lower corner might be expanded for both pitchers, right? And it also lended itself well to framing pitches and stuff. And some of that stuff is going to start to go away because of being able to challenge. So being really good at framing a pitch won't matter if the batter's like, hey, I see what you did there. You know? So.
No.
Yeah, and this is probably not far off, right? Like I could see that, especially if the success rate is crazy, right? If the umps reel this back in, I think that doesn't happen. But if it continues to be the success rate that they've had this opening weekend, then yeah, I mean, you're still going to have umps there because they got to be able to make calls at the plate and all of that. But yeah, as bad as some of these calls have been, robo umps could be a thing.
And as I look at that, like what's stopping that from happening right away is the fact that it still takes 3 seconds to challenge the pitch. You know, that's you can't wait 3 seconds for a call to come down.
Yeah.
Well, but you wouldn't, because basically you're getting the call now and then you're challenging and then they bring it down. That would be tracking in real time, right? So they'd be radioing down because they wouldn't be waiting for the challenge to look at it. They would be on top of that ball every time. So I don't think there would actually be any real delay, because as soon as it hits the glove, they'd radio it to your umpire. Because again, you're still going to have the umpire standing there, even if he's not the one technically calling.
I can't wait for the first scandal. The ump saying something different than how comes on there. The communication system breaking down, like all this stuff.
We don't know what to do.
Oh, I cannot wait.
For sure that's coming. I mean, that's probably coming anyway, right? Like it's going to be a challenge thing, and somebody's going to bring a signal jammer.
Yes. Oh, ball goes in there. It's a crucial minute. Base is loaded. Bottom of the ninth. Pitch comes in, and everyone looks and up's like tapping his helmet, and we're just like, "Oh my god, what is going on?"
I'm here for that. That sounds hilarious.
Oh.
At
least we know where we're headed. So.
Exactly. So for the last 15 minutes, I would be remiss if we did not go to hockey.
I don't want you to be remiss.
So first off, I'm going to start with the Kraken, because obviously Bo is, they have 2 games in hand, the Kraken, and are 2 points out of the wild card.
Yeah.
Which bodes well for them for a couple of reasons. First being that, interestingly enough, in hockey, different than any other sport, it's not by the amount of wins that you have that are your points. It's the amount of losses that dictates that's the first time, the first spot, the first tiebreaker is losses. And the team that's above you by 2 points has got 2 more losses. Now, you do happen to have 2 games in hand, and if you were to lose both games, you would be out anyways. But if you win one of those games, you are going to actually overtake them in general because they have. There's no way that you're going to be able to lose. Without losing 2 games, you would have less points anyways.
Yes.
But so, in theory, having those 2 games in hand is a big deal.
Absolutely.
I will say that the West has just gotten a little bit more difficult. The Vegas Knights fire their coach, and Tortorella is the coach now of the Vegas Knights. And I will tell you that I am not a fan of Tortorella for a full season. I feel like that he is not the best. However, in this situation where they fire the coach, like I think it was yesterday, and Tortorella becomes the coach, and now he is going to finish out this season and take them into the playoffs. The Vegas Knights just became a much more tough team to get out. Right now, they're 3rd in the division, and I feel like that they're going to be the team that's going to be the toughest team the toughest outs in the playoffs. I think they're going to beat Edmonton and then wind up going through. I would not be surprised to see them in the Western Conference Finals because they do have a good team and they were playing underwhelming. And the coach now has been the one he's going to be the one that gets them over that top. So, yes, even though I can't stand Torts either, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the way he coaches. He is the perfect coach for this situation. And he will strike, put initially some energy into that team. And I would not be surprised if they were the team that comes out of the West now, because they are a good team, and like I said, they've been playing poorly. So,
yeah, so you think they'd be able to take down the Stars, or because they're going to end up having to face Colorado or the Stars to get to the
to get to the finals, they will have to face either one of those teams. So, seeing the Stars yesterday, it was which I will say going into that where I had an Alabama guy, a first round Alabama pick by the Philadelphia Eagles, Jihad Campbell, taking in his first hockey game ever. He was right by the glass. He was digging it and everything, and the Flyers got the win for him. It was an overtime 2-1 win. It was a great game. The Flyers played for the full 60 minutes. It was probably what I will call their best win in maybe 3 years, 4 years. It was a win that they absolutely kind of needed. I would have been happy with just the 1 point. The fact that they got 2 made it better. The fact that the Bruins came back against the Blue Jackets and won that in overtime, and the Blue Jackets only got 1 point instead of 2 points, makes the Flyers 2 points out with the game in hand against them. And it would be they really still got to get ahead in points because the Blue Jackets have the tiebreaker. Beyond that, they would have the same amount of losses, and the Blue Jackets won the season series against the Flyers, so it would be a little bit harder in that regards. So, but in the same situation, Pittsburgh is also tied with them, and the Islanders are still 1 point above them. So if we were to tie with the Islanders do have more losses. So
I always appreciate the delusion that Brad has.
I'm not saying they're going to go all the way, but they are playing some very good hockey right now.
Yeah.
And
I'm not mad at it. Like I find it entertaining.
But it was a great game. They beat Detroit. They tried to give that game away. They're up 3-0, 4-1, and then next thing you know, it's like 4-3, and they finally get the the empty netter to go up 5-3 and win that game. Every game's a must-win situation, kind of like the Super Bowl. It's a must-win. And I have said that I'm trying to will this team into the playoffs, and my will be done.
Wow.
Huh. Okay.
Let's go Flyers.
Man. See, that's why I always laugh when you listen to sports stars. They're like, "Oh yeah, thank God," and all of this. And it's like, no wonder our world is such a dumpster fire, because dude's just hanging out watching sports. Like,
but yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a great game to watch yesterday, and it's funny because obviously, I had to text Herb while we were, I'm like, hey,
yep.
it's confirmed, Alabama has no ice.
I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here. I hope whoever this, like, I hope he's enjoying it. So yeah.
Yeah, it was his first hockey game. He got the the plaque that says, "Hey, it's my first hockey game."
Yeah. I thought I was.
See, on the plus side, we are about as far away from him as we can get.
Yeah. I feel like that's how you should enjoy your first one too. Get out and go to a game and get seats. And I don't know, the only hockey game I think I've ever been to, we had, we were right up on the glass, and so that was, it's an amazing experience to be.
Yeah, because you get to bang on the glass a little bit. You get to feel like when there's a check, like up against the boards, the whole boards move and everything. It's like it gives you the full experience of that. You don't get that experience when you're in the arena, like up on the 200 level. You know what I mean? It's like it's fun to watch it, and if you understand the game, it's good to watch, but it's still not the same. Like, he didn't know much about hockey. Obviously, it's his first game that he's ever been to.
Sure.
And he's like up against it. Like, it would have been better if there was like a couple of fights that were right there, but short of that is, he got to witness firsthand as they scored that, overtime goal, and everybody's going nuts and cheering, and and it's also a rare feat when you have two teams from the same city playing on the same night in an opposing city. I mean, the Texas Rangers are from Dallas, so they don't call them the Dallas Rangers; they just call them the Texas Rangers.
Sure.
And the Dallas Stars playing there. So there were a lot of people that were in town specifically because it's a unique experience to be able to watch
your team and play both.
Two of your same teams in an opposing city. I wish they would do that more.
Yeah.
Greg,
for travel purpose, and
you were close. We're talking hockey.
Yes.
we're talking hockey, so you're pretty close.
This is his third guest. I'm noticing a lot here, though, that Philly likes to manufacture. You take Jahad Campbell to his first game, you get him an overtime win. You don't have a closer who starts the season. You've never had a closer get a save on the first, so you manufacture that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of manipulation going on here. And now the whole might
manipulating
will be done.
The wins. It's okay if we're manipulating the wins.
Right.
If we're manipulating to lose, that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's a no bueno.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think then the authorities get involved. So I guess when you say "my will be done," we shouldn't mess with that.
Oh, channel name. Yeah. So so generally American football. There we go. Speaking of manipulated and written stories, you watching WrestleMania? I'm not a wrestling fan, but
I will not be watching it, but I will be kept up to date with everything. You know what? Ever since WrestleMania 40, like, I feel like that WrestleManias are only good now on the 5s and 10s. You know, like that's the storylines don't get done in a year.
Yeah.
Storylines, it's like you need, you know, in a soap opera, you need like 3 to 4 years to get the story to where you need it to. Then you need something to happen and create the inner strife to make the boiling point come to a head.
What up, agent? Yeah. The problem
And
now is they've got so many PLEs, and so they have to move stories like so much to make each one. So, like, I'll be watching WrestleMania, but a lot of these stories have been set for like 2 months, you know, since Royal Rumble. So now it means like the daily shows, everybody's like, all right, nothing's even happening here. So they're trying to build hype, and the what's actually happening is people are like, I just want this over with. Like, can we hurry up and get there? So, you know, I was a huge fan during the Attitude Era. So I used to love
see, and I go all the way back to, you know, when you had Big John Studd and Andre the Giant, and Big John Studd would wrestle these 2 smaller wrestlers and beat them both. You know,
before the you're going back before the World Wildlife Foundation sued him and made him
yeah,
change
exactly. It was WWF, not WWE.
Yeah.
exactly. And Greg, I don't watch a ton of soccer, although begrudgingly I am gonna move into that realm.
Yeah, the Premier League's a little tough to get around here. I mean, they show it, but we're not up that early in the morning, and I know Bo's definitely not up that early to
Yeah,
watch
I'm
it
not
on a
I'm not
Saturday and
typically
Sunday.
getting up on a at 1 a.m. to watch a sport that
Well, like on a Saturday, it'll be like 9 a.m. and sometimes during football season, I'm like, I'm waiting till 11 for the regular games. So yeah.
Yeah, MLS that we do watch, and I do pay attention to, Greg. It's I'm a
Yep.
Union fan, and the Union has had a really tough season this year after winning the plate last year.
And I'm out here with the Sounders, so I mean, I do keep an eye on it.
Right.
I don't.
Alabama doesn't have soccer either.
I don't know. I grew up on soccer.
It.
There you go. What position?
Yes. I was a forward. Usually right circle. I didn't have much skill to it, but I was fast. So I was always one of those guys, hey, kick it, you go track it down. So we played. My parents, I mean, let's be honest, there wasn't many kids like us in soccer. So they said, we're putting you both in soccer. So 6 years old.
There you go.
Yep. See? And there's my brother, soccer player there.
Yeah.
I was a center fullback and backup goalie.
Oh, goalie
I
was rough.
played zero soccer.
Yeah. When we coached a team and there were 10 through 12-year-olds, the first thing we found out was we had a goalie. We saw I could figure everything out. If we got one kid that'll play goalie, you can figure out everything else with the positions. So,
right.
That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. We appreciate y'all hanging out for kind of a bizarre Monday morning. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching on 97.3 ICU radio. We do have some smooth jazz headed your way, which you probably need after watching this chat today. So other than that, we'll see y'all tomorrow. We do have a great guest coming in from the NFL Academy. So that'll be a ton of fun. Other than that, see y'all tomorrow, everybody.
Peace.